Last 5 seconds. Ready, start. I am happy to be amongst you at this important function which honors recipients of the Shram Awards for the 1997. I congratulate you for your excellent contribution to enhancing productivity of your respective organizations and national productivity. I praise your innovativeness and commitment to quality. I commend you for your presence of mind, courage, and dedication to duty at the workplace. The nation is proud of you. You are the new role models which India needs today. By honoring you with the Shram Awards, the nation is publicizing you with the Shram Awards. The nation is publicizing your shining achievement so that others may emulate you. Today we are no doubt praising the most outstanding representatives of our working community, but by felicitating the winners of the Shram Awards, we are also saluting the entire working community of India, that large population of skilled and not so skilled workers, of those who work in mines and those who work in markets, of those who work with computers and those who work with plows. It is you, the working people of India, who keep the wheels of national progress moving. It is your sweat and blood, your knowledge and creativity which helps society to survive and to thrive. Without labor there is no life. Even the creator never ceases his work of creation. It is therefore right to say that work is both the medium and the opportunity to discover how God Himself operates through human mind and human hands to release divine ends. For us in India, recognition of the contribution of labor for individual and national growth is not an imported concept. It did not enter Indian consciousness after some thinkers and parties abroad began to talk of the working class and its liberation. Our culture recognizes a worker as Vishwakarma, creator of universe itself. But what is the condition of the Vishwakarma in today's India? We cannot avoid asking this uncomfortable question, for as in many other areas of our national life, there is a disturbing dichotomy between our noble culture and philosophical concepts and the harsh ground reality. Capital, technology, and human labor are the three pillars on which any economy activity rests. Of these three, labor, which is also rightly called, and technology are the human resources, is the most important, because even capital and technology are the creation of labor itself as such. We in India therefore have to evolve an alternative that overcomes the shortcomings of capitalism as well as communism. We have to admit that so far we have not succeeded in the effort as in most other countries. In India 2. Labor is often treated as a marginal and disposable component. Not only are the material needs of workers insufficiently met, but also their needs at the workplace and their role as creative agents in the organization are generally ignored. As a result, a worker becomes a cog in the huge economic machine in the working of which he has little control or say. Is it not a fact that many of our brilliant workers never get a chance to effectively communicate their ideas to decision makers in the organization and participate in the implementation of better work practices? Is it not a fact that most of our organizations are highly hierarchical, displaying a kind of rigid caste structure in factories and offices? Is it not a fact that there are insufficient incentives for good work and also insufficient disincentives for careless work? By incentives, I don't only mean material incentives, even moral incentives like the Shram Awards go a long way in inspiring and motivating workers. If we analyze the causes for many of India's economic problems, we find that the chief one has been our inability to harness the full creative potential of our working people. This is true of both the public sector and the private sector. Both have their own pluses and minuses, although it is the minuses of the public sector which often get highlighted more. The challenge before both the public sector and the private sector in India is how to vastly and quickly increase productivity through better utilization of our human potential. In the highly interlinked global economy that has today come into being, the only guarantor for survival and success is productivity. The message of globalization for each and every economic activity in India is stark: become more productive or perish. This warning is valid for many of our public sector undertakings too. India has committed vast amount of national resources in running the PSUs. However, the expectations and promises with which they were set up have been largely belied. The productivity, competitiveness, and return on investment of many PSUs give us no cause for satisfaction. Restructuring of PSUs has therefore become a national imperative. We just cannot afford to have national assets to underperform or worse still become a drain on scarce budgetary resources. My government is committed to PSU reforms that will safeguard our national and workers' interests.